From the Atari to the consoles of the future, video games are here to stay. We play all night like we just discovered gaming, making friends and trying to master each game. Going to the store for midnight releases, then you'll call and sit to work and play all day. Welcome to Adventures in Gaming. Today I'm going to be talking about Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway. Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway was a September 2008 release made by Gearbox and published by Ubisoft. It's a World War II fighter game, basically first-person shooter, and it takes place during Operation Market Garden in December of 1944. It goes over 9 days through Germany and Holland, then on through into Germany. Like I said, it's your basic first-person shooter, but for 2008, being a 2008 release, it really had some neat stuff to it, and that was a duck and cover system that they have, where you can actually run up and then tuck back behind stuff and then pop up and shoot out. It might have been a first time this kind of thing was released. I mean, back in 2008, I don't know how far back that actually duck and cover systems go. It also had destructible cover, like metal and things like that you could hide behind and not worry about getting any issues, getting shot at. But if you were hiding by a wood fence or wooden barrels or something like that, that could be destructible and you'd end up getting shot. Same way with the enemies, so that's pretty cool. And then the big thing that this game has was squads. You could take, you'd get squads, you'd be by yourself, but you would have squads that you would control in it. And what you would do is you would say, okay, put this squad over in one certain area and put this squad over another certain area, and then you could point and tell them what targets to be shooting at. And then the whole idea of that is to distract those people while you yourself run around and flank the enemy and get them from the side. So it's a pretty neat concept. It's a little bit hard to get a hold of, but after maybe, a quarter of the game, a third of the game, I ended up being able to control them pretty well and be able to do all the flanking maneuvers and stuff like that, and really think about how I was going to attack. It's mostly just a move forward and shoot and kill and clear the way, sort of clear the path sort of game. But along the way, it's broken up with some tank battles. You actually get into a tank, I think, 3 maybe 4 times during the game. And what you do there is you've got a machine gun and you've got a big cannon on the front, and you just go and clear things out. I mostly use the cannon. It takes a while to reload, but if you just slowly move your progress forward, you can pretty much clear everything out lickety-split. Each end and start of a chapter has cinematic scenes. The cinematic scenes are really long in this game, and that's probably one of the few down points that I would have, is that they almost got a little long in the tooth. I mean, 5-minute scene breaks, stuff like that, where they're telling you a story and moving it forward. And I suppose, it adds to it. I like cinematic sequences to games, but this one just seemed like they were just a little bit too lengthy. They tell what's to come in your next mission, and, like your colonel or whatever is telling you what you got to be doing next. And then that's at the beginning of a chapter, and at the end of the chapters, they'll give you some backstory and some flashbacks. There's a kind of a backstory that goes on throughout this game that you get to hear about too. Some of the cool stuff that's in it is slow-mo headshots and explosions. You can go, and if you get a headshot on somebody, and it doesn't seem to be super accurate because I know I got headshots on people and it didn't give me the slow-mo headshot, but it gives it to you enough that you can earn the achievement in the game, and that's really what I was going for. But it's also got slow-mo explosion, so if you create some sort of explosion with a grenade or with a cannon from your tank, it zooms in and goes to slow-mo, and you see the guys flying apart, so it's pretty cool. One of the other things, the cool things, as I mentioned already, was the squad control. That's something different that I liked. So, Brothers in Arms, Hell's Highway, most people rated about an 8 to 8.5 on a 1 to 10 scale. I quite enjoyed the game. It's $5 at your local used game store. I would suggest you go out and get it and have some fun with some first-person shooters. It's one of my games on the cheap that I picked up, and hope you guys get a chance to try it and go out and buy it and enjoy it. Happy gaming, and so long. Don't forget, go Tigers.